You are now tuned in to the War Party Paranormal Radio Show, where we will be discussing actual audio and visual clips captured during the team's investigations. Hear firsthand eyewitness accounts from fellow team members and special guests. Now smash that like, subscribe, and follow button, and let's get ready to welcome team leader and your host, Eric Vanderlaan, and tech specialist and co-host, Mike Delco.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Friday. I wish it was Friday.
I wish it was Friday.
Happy crazy Monday. Been a crazy day, but we're ending it off to a great start. And I'm Eric Vanderlaan. I'm your host of the War Party Paranormal Radio Show and team leader of War Party Paranormal. And over there, I got my buddy.
What's up, guys? My name is Mike Delco, tech specialist and case manager of War Party Paranormal. And we got a good show for you guys tonight. I'll let Eric tell you what we're getting into.
Did you redo the intro?
A little while ago.
Oh, really? I know there's a few new clips. Pretty cool.
Yeah, glad that you've been paying attention.
This man never leaves his computer, by the way, for everyone to know.
At the computer at work, at the computer here.
He's in his garage, and that's all he does. He's on
my studio. My studio.
Making magic. So anyway, we got a great show. It's correlating to what we're going to do this weekend. We were invited from Outkast Paranormal to go up to Tallahassee, and we're actually going to be part of a freak show. Not a freak show. We're going to be the freaks, but we're going to be part of the act on the show. So
yeah, they got something really neat going on,
to it.
And we'll let you hear it from the horse's mouth here in just a minute. But yeah, it's really cool. It's going to be at the Warrior on the River. They host some other events there, but this is something like nobody's ever done before. So, but I'm going to let them tell you. I'm going to let RPG tell you here in a minute.
I got an intro for that, though.
Yeah, sure. So we'll
jump the gun.
Play that. Eric, you're all over the place today.
Okay. That's how it goes today.
Let's go. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Let's let this roll. Oops, wrong one.
See what I mean?
He's there. All right, here we go. Now I'm ready. I hope that was produced by Bigfoot Stacy, but I twisted it up a little bit and threw some other music in there. So I hope he doesn't get pissed off at me, but
yeah, he'll get over it.
All right.
He's pretty chill.
Well, you want to bring in our guest tonight?
Let's do it. The man of the hour, the tower of power, too sweet to be sour, RPG.
Yo, what up, boys?
What up, buddy?
Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, the Paranormal Road Warriors. You guys just need the spikes coming off the shoulders.
That's
exactly. And you're going to be like the ringmaster on Friday night, aren't you?
Hell yeah, man. We want to create you got to build your tribe, right? You got to create a culture, be part of the zeitgeist. And that's what we're hoping to do, because people are so curious, and when you guys got on stage that last show and you did that, you had a bunch of tired ass people that wanted to go home all of a sudden. No, they were in church.
Oh, really?
Some of us, it's kind of that fascinating, and we noticed that. We really saw it, and we were like, there's something here. So I want to thank you guys, you know what I mean?
Thanks for inviting us.
Yeah,
we want to thank you for sure. It was that last event we did was awesome. It was a really cool, and be able to switch it up between everybody and the pair unity, between the different people, the people on the Bigfoot side and the paranormal side, bringing it all together and have everybody work together was just a really great event. And I'm really looking forward to this Friday.
Awesome. Yeah, we need more of that, man. If we all join forces, we'll get to the answers faster. And
Mhm.
it's a no-brainer, no brainer. And everybody can add something to it. We're all kind of a bunch of egons, in our own
Yeah.
way.
Right.
Yep.
So real quick, just like, for the viewers and the people that are listening, what's the plan? Like, what are people going to be getting into that are coming out?
Well, we want to wow you, right? We want to give you something that you're like, oh, what is it? What, they're just gonna pretend to talk to ghosts or something for a second. So we want to kind of shoot you out of a cannon right away. So we're going to come right in and give you a protection spell, and so to help people just alleviate a little bit of their
Damn,
stress.
RPG, you're really popular here in this chat. I don't know if you've been looking at the chat. Everyone's like
Oh,
saying,
no,
"What's
no, no,
up?"
I haven't seen it. Sorry.
Sorry to interrupt, but go ahead.
No, that distracts me. I got that ADD, whatever you want to call it. I'm
I got the
easily
same
distracted.
thing.
So I'll be like reading and be like, what the hell are we talking about? But no. So after we do this protection spell, I'm gonna be very intimate with the audience and let them know that, okay, now we're really gonna go down this beautiful rabbit hole that we all love. And I
Mhm.
understand that this could be kind of scary for you and it's thrilling. And you came here for an experience, but you don't want to be too crazy. But what you're about to see is a summoning spell. Has anyone in
Mhm.
here seen a summoning spell? Have you been a part of that? Have you sat in that energy and felt it? And
Right.
just to make it more, we want them, like, when they're done and they leave, they go, that was a mother bleeping experience. Wow.
Mhm.
Like, wow. Like, I don't even know if I do it again, but I definitely think everyone should do it. It should be a bucket list.
We're
And
taking
anyway,
it to Vegas, baby.
that would be the end goal, right?
That's
But
the
I don't
goal.
know. I love traveling. It's so good for
So do
you.
I.
Like getting on the road. Imagine we could all be on the road together and travel.
Yeah,
We
that
just
could
do
be
it right
trouble
up.
though.
I don't know, man. The Roma had it right. There's a reason they shut them down and forced us all into houses and that whole thing. But that's another
Right.
story. But yeah, man, it should be awesome. And when people see this summoning, like a hymn to Pan, and if no one's ever like heard that and as Stacy does it, I mean, he puts you, it's about intention, right? Obviously. So
Right.
you have to believe and put it as at least as best you can. And
Right.
people are going to see that. And when you hear it and you hear it being screamed and yelled, even though we say this is, we're just trying to liven the place up with energy.
Mhm.
No, you're going to think you're traveling to the gates of hell. Like it's,
And what people don't know, this is a haunted location. So, and it's active. I mean, we got some crazy activity there when we were there last time.
which it just adds to the ambiance, right? Like
Yeah.
you're literally going to the other side for an evening. And I
Mhm.
don't know. Yeah, so we hope, and then after that, people are going to get read. I don't think as many people have experienced psychics as they think they have, and talking.
Right.
God forbid she gets a good connection, and we're talking to a deceased family. that gets real emotional, and
Yeah.
we hope there's a mix of that in there too. A
Yeah.
little of everything. And haunted items, man. Wait till we. Oh, wait
That's
till
what I
they.
want to check out.
Yeah. That Beth is in that box. She's in it. And she speaks to I think she's in love with Stacy. She's like, ooh, look at that beard, man. She's down. So to have her talk, and if she decides to talk and grace us with that, that's weird. And you know how it is when you guys know it, when they say something that's personal or like right on point, and you
Mhm.
just your hair stands up and you go, wait, what's going on here? Should I be doing this?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna hit them with all that, and then obviously you guys know the grand finale is you boys, because you were the experiment that just had everyone sitting there like little kids at the zoo going, "Wow, look at these chimpanzees throwing poop,"
Yeah, right. That was a wild night too, because like
It was.
there was a lot of stuff going on. There was a lot of stuff that was correlating, and yeah, it
Yeah.
was wild. And they kept calling me a fat, sweaty, or whatever. Like I already didn't know that. Thank you for
And
pointing
I
that
never
out.
call Mike that ever.
No,
So like
not to my face.
that's not normal of me to do that.
That's funny.
For real.
Yeah, it was awesome. What you guys did, you just you invoked a little bit of wonder in the audience, and hopefully that spills through this whole show. And it's ambitious too. Like we're trying to do all of this in 2 hours.
Mhm.
Like just you guys could do 2 hours, So it's
Yeah.
how do we, like I said, a shotgun
I'll be
blast.
staggering off the stage.
Yeah. Oh, you'd be sweating, pizzazz, like all this. But you know what? Hey, that's year two. You're doing it.
Yeah.
You're a 2 hour set, whatever it is. But until then, it'll be fun. So people understand too, like this is a bunch of very talented and passionate artists coming together to give you something that I mean, I wish I had this growing up. I think it would have
Right.
been
Yeah.
radical.
A lot of stuff they're
thing.
going to see is the real deal too.
And like this is like a one in like nobody's done this, right? Like I don't think this has ever been done, anything like this, like a stage show that's bringing Ouija boards, haunted items, EVP sessions, you know, sensory
A
deprivation.
lot of people don't know what the Delco is. They know what the Estes is, but
Mhm.
like Patty Negree said, she's done both, and she's like, Delco's like, and she's done a lot of sensory deprivation experiments.
Yeah.
And she's been around, and she said this like blew her mind away.
Well, it's next level. You guys took it to the next level, and that's what we have to do. We have to just it's that 1 degree, 1 millimeter shift that just takes us closer to the truth. So yeah.
And we're coming up with a Delco with a twist coming up soon. So
you can do Delco with a twister. That'll be fun.
Yeah, twister would be good.
That's a hit at paranormal parties.
Yeah, right. Paranormal twister.
So, and you guys have been putting out some amazing content. I just want to throw that out there, guys.
Yeah,
and anybody that's listening right now and that's watching, and if you don't follow Outkast Paranormal, do it. Go over there, check them out. Facebook, Instagram, all that fun stuff. You're gonna want to check out what they got going on.
Paraflix.
They got some stuff on Paraflix. They got some stuff over there on Amazon Prime and some other stuff there. You can find them all over. And they've been putting out some fantastic content. And
I got a little trailer.
Yeah. Okay.
Share it.
Let's do it.
And I saw it. It was amazing. I thought it was really good. I mean, your stuff is better than stuff that I would see like on the Travel Channel on the big networks. So yeah, you guys do a really good job here. And Saitanga, excellent episode. Here we go.
But the fact is they've been, timing-wise, really wanted to get their story out there, but what's super important to them is doing it the right way. And I'm trying to figure out through these conversations, what is the right way? Like, what's he getting at?
If any man lack wisdom, let him ask. And upbraideth not, and the truth will be given. Faith is like a muscle. You have to build it, man. You have to build upon it. You know, they chose who they wanted to interact with.
Let us know that you're here any way you want to.
Man, I'm shaking, dude.
And I guess I'm blessed, you know, to be able to have had that experience.
Someone poked me in the back?
Yeah.
I did.
Here's what I know. Now what's freaking me out is I saw a lot of lights. I didn't just see the 2 pairs. There was so many lights that I was like, it just has to be houses, because that's too many lights.
I thought maybe you were shuffling here and Terry was there, and then I took my hood off. Literally, someone was walking right down in there.
Really intelligent beings. They knew who maybe had the truth.
It's compassion for our people is what it is that keeps us going.
Okay. I really started to feel something, and I thought, this is where it's at.
That was really good.
Yeah, boys, so I've basically been doing this since I was a kid, you know, sneaking into haunted houses, trying to challenge myself not to be such a scaredy cat. But of all the adventures, all these years, the Omaha Reservation in the middle of the coldest ass investigation winter ever, I had more experiences there than anywhere else. So either it was the most well-orchestrated hoax of all time. And I mean, like, hundreds of people gathered, like a union. They're like, all right, let's get the hoax team together, you know? Or what we experienced was phenomenal, like phenomenal. Once in a lifetime, Steven Spielberg, end of Close Encounters, phenomenal. And I'm still like, to this day, like, you know how it is. You have it, and then you just dismiss it. You're like, it's just, what does that really have to do with my life? You know, even though it is my life. And then something like sitting here with you guys, it was so profound, dude. That was so many lights. It was like a mothership had landed in the middle of the woods.
Well, I
Silent.
saw you in the studio. You had like a huge smile on your face. You could tell like that was like a profound investigation that you guys did there.
Whew, dude, just yeah. For everyone, just keep pushing, keep traveling. You're gonna touch it.
Well, the one thing I like about Outkast Paranormal, like a lot
Yeah.
of people here don't realize, and I think you should tell them a little bit more about that, but you guys aren't just into the paranormal. You're mostly into Sasquatch and Bigfoot, but it's also paranormal investigation mixed in there because
Yep.
the kind of results you guys get when you're going after this creature, like the paranormal evidence that you get, like even like I was watching the video, the responses you were getting off that spirit box was pretty amazing.
So you
Yeah.
guys are just real, and to add on to that, you guys are under the belief system that it is not a cryptozoology creature. It is not a primate. It's something spiritual.
Ooh, the Native Americans for sure, but they think it's actually flesh and blood and also spiritual. They have faith, they have God, or their version of it, which is really neat and profound because I never would have gone that direction. I never would have used prayer to do it, you know?
Right.
That's
Who would
that's
ever
the
think?
beauty. Yeah, well, but that's the beauty of keeping an open mind and actually not being a know-it-all, you know, like our not to rant, but our education system files us to a point so where we only feel comfortable about talking the one thing that we've spent all this time on. When let me tell you something about human nature and all of us, male, female, everything. We're dynamic. We're all good, and we're really good at like a few things, good at others, and yeah, we're not so good at, but we're dynamic. And I'm just you watch all these industries, people have to show that more, you know, like in my
Right.
being a predator, a producer, editor who can also direct, who can also be in it. You need to be more. And that's, I respect you guys for that too. You can be more. We can all be more. And to be honest, blending the techniques is getting more experiences. So it's like, it's even just a no brainer. We should just be experiencing that. So yeah, don't let them take a dynamic world and put it in boxes. That drives me crazy. But hopefully we crack those boxes open and kind of rock people's minds and get them.
And I think that's the the realization to most people that are starting to like, the paranormal and everything paranormal and cryptids and different things and UFOs and ufology and all these different things are coming more popular to the mainstream, because I think people are sick and tired of being told what to believe and told what to do, and that they want to figure out things for themselves. They want to do their own research. They want to figure it out. They want to watch people like us. They want to watch other things. They want to tune in or be out and be a part of it, and being able to take that experience and bring it to them, like what we're going to do on Friday, is something that's very special. And it's definitely intriguing. And I'm really, like I said, I'm really looking forward to it. And I think it's a really cool idea, and I'm super excited about it. And, we're very passionate about what we do. And so are you guys, obviously. So that's why this is going to be a game changer.
Yeah. And it's inclusive. We're trying to get people closer to why we love it. It's like you go fishing, you catch one really big fish, you're hooked for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
You go have
Yeah.
you guys know it's amazing. And to share that with people, and here, I worked on finding Bigfoot for years, and one of my favorite things about that, which goes underrated, is that show trailblazed, because what it really did was provided a forum for people to come forward and speak comfortably about these things they had always been shamed for. So I just see this kind of show as kind of an extension of that. We're going to show people, like, listen, I was brought up like very religious, not like over the top, but enough to be scared of the dude with horns, enough to think that if I meditate,
same here with me.
yeah, and it's blocked me but it's also created me, who I am. But it'd be really nice to show people, because I bet there's a lot of us that are just kind of waiting there and scared, that don't need to be at all.
Right.
Storytelling is so powerful, and we really, before we even have a sense of self, we're given these stories. And anyway, that's a whole thing, but it's nice to share this with people, because it might really help people. At least that's what I believe. On top of
And that's
it
the
spreads
main
awareness.
purpose of War Party Paranormal. We're non-for-profit. We help people who have problems in their homes or businesses.
No, you're the real Ghostbusters. You're the real Ghostbusters.
Yeah, we're the real deal. We're there to help people.
And that's how, we kind of fell into all this, right? Like War Party Paranormal even before I started, but what their whole goal was to do residentials, help people, and their goal is, and that's how they started doing these events.
And you know how people approach us is a lot of them don't want to call us. They want to come to our events and like check us out first and like see like, okay, what are these guys all about? And then like at the end of the event, they'll come up and like, you're never going to believe what's happening to me.
Yeah, because it's easier to talk about that kind of stuff in person than it is to send an email. They feel a little more comfortable with us. They met with us.
They think everyone's crazy. They think that, everyone thinks they're crazy. So, I really got to feel comfortable with these people before I like let them know.
So, we're very comfortable, working around people and in the public and doing events and things like that. That's why, like, again, spreading awareness and helping people and bringing this into their everyday life and bringing it into where somebody could see it personally and not just watch it on TV or watch it on the internet. They could be a part of it.
Yeah. But the Delco, it's something that, like, I don't know, every time we do the experiment, something happens that blows our mind away. I mean, we even did a live one time at a location where a child was electrocuted. It was right after a tropical depression came by and the electrical lines were down, and this little kid ran into a puddle and got electrocuted and died. So we're doing the live across the street at one of the bars there, and Joe, one of our teammates, was under the goggles and under the headsets, and he was pretty much had that child coming through. And then live in the chat was one of his childhood friends that's still alive that couldn't believe like what was happening, and everything was like on spot. That's how crazy it is.
That's case scenario. That's
what's the odds of that, right? She happened to tune in to a random YouTube live event that was taking place, and she actually knew the deceased that we were making contact with, and she was so excited and happy because and we started asking questions because we're talking to her in the chat, and we're like, listen, what do you want us to ask him? And we started doing that. And we were getting positive responses, and she said she started crying in a happy way. She was so happy that she could make contact. And you know what, Eric, that reminds me of something else that happened. You and Joe were at a cemetery at one time, right?
Yeah.
And started making contact with some children. Can you just real quick tell RPG and the folks listening?
All right.
What happened there?
This is like one of the things that like just blew my mind away, and then things started happening. It's just weird. Like when you're really involved in the paranormal and you've been doing it for all these years, like I got into this being a skeptic. I'm like, I got to see this to believe it. And then when things do happen, like my mind can't register. I'm like, that did not happen. So like I got into it as a skeptic, and then I don't know, the more I start opening my mind, crazy things start happening. It pulls me in the direction to where like they want to communicate with me. So a few years back, Joe and I were at the cemetery up I think near Jupiter, and it's just us two. Everyone had left. We're just wandering around trying to figure out where we're gonna like set up and try to do a little investigation. And for some reason on the far corner there were these, I believe, 4 headstones, and they were sort of lit up, and I was just drawn to that section. So we ended up going there. It was 4 kids that all died around the same time. I had the cat balls out. I had REM pods. We were doing an EVP session, and the cat ball was like laying in grass, so it's not going to move. It was going off on cue, and it was in front of the one grave of this boy that passed away, and that was buried there. So I was doing this live, and some random person, like I don't even know, was on the live on IG and was an aunt of these kids. And what happened was that they crashed in a car accident and they both died. They all died. And she said the boy that kept on lining up the ball was a big baseball player. I mean, he was big into baseball, and it just like gave her confirmation like that they're okay. Like she like really appreciated seeing that. And like, I don't know. It just,
and if I remember correctly, to make it even more mind blowing, is she wasn't even local, right? She didn't even live in Florida. Like she lived in the middle of the country somewhere, and just happened to tune into Eric's live. Yeah, so
It's like I was meant to do that to show this lady that those kids are okay, and they passed on.
There are
Crazy.
no coincidences. There are
No,
no
there's not.
coincidences.
No.
Yeah.
That's my
beautiful,
motto too.
by the way.
Yeah. And then, of course, I've called out things on a murder suicide that was next door at a bar, which blew our mind away. And the cop that was the first cop at the scene of the crime just happened to be at the bar after we did the Delco
and took us to the location.
Yeah, so it's pretty crazy.
What if you're
looking
messing
forward.
with time when you run that experiment? What if you're like blending different realities, but just enough to where you're tweaking the synchronicity?
Yeah, it's like almost like different dimensions like coming through,
It's so wild to me that it's really catching on and working, and like because it was just a theory I had, right? I was like, listen, if we mix this with this and maybe we'll go try it, like screw it. And I made like a bunch of different pairs of goggles until I kind of got them dialed in the way that I like them really like right now. And it's just so wild. And one of the guys in the chat here too, another paranormal team, Michael there, he won a pair. I was doing like a raffle to get him out there, and he's had some really wild experiences as well. But yeah, it's definitely, I think there's a lot more to it, to looking back into like some of the Gateway Project and some of the military experiments and things that they did to, for mind altering and different experiments. I think there's a lot to it there that we're the parapsychology stuff that's kind of drifted away and out of the paranormal world. I think a lot of that we need to start bringing that back.
Yeah.
There was something there. The government wouldn't have spent that kind of money, that kind of time and everything if there wasn't, they didn't believe that there was something there, right?
They need to hire us so we can quit our day jobs.
But yeah, I think that there's some stuff there that the sensory deprivation is I think is key. Our physical being is, we have a lot more sensors and stuff built in that we just it's taught out of us.
Tapped into,
that's taught out of us. And I think doing the sensory deprivation, it kind of opens you more up to or more into a meditative state. I feel like it's very hard for me to meditate or get into these certain states. Like you said, I got ADD. I'm bouncing around. I'm always thinking about something that, like the next thing, I'm like constantly. So it's hard for me to completely relax and meditate. And that's where the sensory deprivation, I think, comes in. It helps people get into a meditative state that aren't capable of meditating or haven't done that practice. But yeah, we got to get those things on you, man. We got to slap them on you and see what happens.
Yeah, it would be awesome.
No, what I'm thinking is we got to go on a Bigfoot expedition and go out in the middle of the woods and see if we can get some kind of communication out there while you're getting like, a presence of Bigfoot. So that'd be, or skunk ape.
Yeah, we got to take the Delco into the middle of the woods. That's
it's a no-brainer, right? If we get abducted, whatever.
Best case scenario.
Yeah.
That would be spectacular. But odds are, like, what would it really do? It'd be the most interesting lure in the woods at night. This light, this flashing light, what are they doing?
This big chunky guy looking all delicious.
Yeah, but maybe it helps us break through and communicate. Because there's so much stuff blocking us from being able to concentrate. Right, just going back to being brought up in religion and being like scared. Like that's
that's why kids are more sensitive to spirits, because as we learn things, our minds get more corrupt and we get away from that spiritual and extrasensory that we once had.
You begin to live in somebody else's narrative.
Exactly.
It's unfair,
I'm creating my own damn narrative.
That's what I'm saying. We're starting late, but we're on it.
You're mentally conditioned, and that's, it's basically brainwashing, right? In a way.
Especially
even if you
can't look up, if you're stuck in it and you're closed off, absolutely. Game over.
Yeah, if you even go back, like, we're kind of going off the deep end here a little bit, but why not? This is a paranormal show, right? Even like when you're conditioned as a child to go to school at a certain time, you have a lunch break, you have a break and everything like this. This was all designed to condition people to work in the factories, That's how that's how it all started. That's what the whole point of school was to condition you to wake up at a certain time, have lunch at a certain time, take a break, to condition you to work for the government. And, oh God, I'm throwing my stuff around.
Oh, calm down.
Take it easy over here. I'm freaking
Mike's
out.
getting all angry.
But yeah, but it's like that too when you, like you said, like with religious things and some other type of different things, it's the same kind of conditioning, only for your mind, you know. So, but yeah,
We're
you got to open up
our
and,
minds
and expand and take things in, and but you can't be so open-minded that your brains fall out either. You know, you can't. You don't want to think every creaking floorboard is a demon. Or you know,
skunk ape experiments. There's a little bit experimentation going on there with the mind. That was pretty cool.
Well, what you were saying about reaching a spot where you can actually focus and get in and be enlightened, a way to expedite that process for those of us that aren't as good at meditation or just simply are a little afraid is you microdose. And you have to find, you know, people have to go back to being a little bit more their own doctors. And when you find what works for you, all it does is it takes, and it's the only way to say it, it's all the bullshit, and it just puts it aside, and you sit there like the beautiful little child, full of wonder and so curious, and that you are, and you have a conversation with yourself, and then you just relax into it. So it's kind of like cheating, you know, it's like taking steroids and going to be an athlete, but it really works. And we used to have a lot of people.
You're not getting paid, so it's really not cheating.
You just had a contract with nobody. People, you know, experimenting with that and moving. You know, you had this hippie culture, the Black Power movement. You had all these movements, and the psychedelics. You know, Happy MLK Day. You know, like, but like, what does it really embody? It really embodies like the pursuit of knowledge, the chasing of these things that we do. There should be a lot more people into this, like a lot more people. Like, it's fascinating. But now it's. And you know,
you need to bring back ecstasy.
But like you know, going back to
you're rolling,
going back to like the shamans and you know, and the ancient people, like they've been doing that for years. You know, I mean, not for years, for centuries and thousands.
That's a normal thing.
It works, and
it opens your mind.
Yep. And your heart and your soul, and it takes all that conditioning we're talking. It takes it all away. And the beauty of it is, okay, so it does that. It's therapeutic, but how do we use it in our research? How do we use it? Because yes, we aren't trained. No, they don't have schools for us to go be parapsychologists, and there damn well should be. My brother and I tried to start one. We tried to start an online one, so you could at least get like kind of like a Boy Scout or Girl Scout. You know, I mean, it wouldn't take. You know why? Because that kind of stuff at the gates, it's not necessary. We have to go do something profound and blast our way through the gates, you know, and that's what you guys are onto with Delco. And maybe it's just where you put it, you know. What if the woods is it? Who knows? What if it's the warrior on the river this next time? And they're like, you two again, you know?
And by the way, everybody, you can get your very own Delco goggles because they are on sale right now. Right, Mike?
Yeah. I you know, so just for everybody that's been asking too, like, you know, some of the parts that I've been getting are very hard to get. So I'm cranking them out like as I can, but I'm gonna bring like a handful of them up to the event. So you know, I'm trying to make them. But
another reason to come to the event.
Yeah, exactly. And if you guys want to,
can't get them anywhere else.
RPG, for anybody that's watching or listening that are local, where can they get tickets? Where can they find this event that's happening?
Yeah, we posted it on. You can go to outkastparanormal.com. It's all over online. I can try and it's going down on the bottom. If not, look up Stacy Brown Jr. He's dialed in. He'll make sure you get it. And if anyone has a problem, I'll see if I can figure out a link while we're on. But I'm more of the Luddite on the team. I'm more of the how's everybody feeling? Let's see where he's going. Stacy. But I imagine I haven't gone to the Warrior on the River's website. It's in Tallahassee, you know, so anyone Panhandle, Northern Florida, or if you just listen, it's a one of a kind thing, you know, and this could launch. We actually have a buddy coming to check it out who used to tour with all these bands. I'm sure you guys are told, but he, you know, he's got a tour bus and everything. So we're like, how big can we go? You know, and if anyone there in the beginning, obviously that's what you guys do, what we do. We want to educate and entertain but create like a tribe, like a movement, you know. They used to have things called happenings back in the day. And it was like what we're doing, right, would turn into a 3, 4, 5-day event with thousands of people showing up because they're like, wait, what these mother truckers do? And they'd show up and be a part of it, and then it would dismantle and go away. We need more of that, man. We need more of
Yeah,
that.
it's almost like back when they had like during spiritualism times, where they would have like stuff like that, but more with less BS and more reality.
You got to hit up Casadega.
Yeah, and you know what? I have some really good ideas. I just don't have the some of the backing and the finance to do it. But yeah, we can get real weird.
Weird's good.
That's coming. That's coming.
Yeah.
You know, but baby steps, and that's a good thing to remember too. Like for us, yeah, we're up here and we need it new and fresh. But for everyone else, just where you're at is like mind blowing, you know. So we keep in mind of the audience, and I think I just think they'll get a kick out of it, because you know how it is. They're gonna sit there and the one person that doesn't say anything, but that's the answer, and they were thinking it in their head. I love that person. I wish we had cameras to capture everyone, so we really could, you know.
And I think Stacy even said too, like we might bring some volunteers up to try it, because like if they see me and Eric doing it, they might be like, oh, you know what, these guys are BSing somehow or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what's really nice about it too, is you know, you slap somebody in there and they start getting responses, and you know, and at the end of the thing, because you can't hear, you can't see, you're like, what happened? Did anything line up, you know?
Yeah.
And so, and that's really cool. And I think that, you know, that's the ticket too, right? Is to get people engaging and interacting in it.
Well, maybe that's when you bring those extra goggles, like if there is any time. I don't know, but like let them just try it on, you know,
see
that,
and be like, no, let me tell you, I had it on. You can't hear or see anything. It's disorientating. Like they weren't lying.
By the way, you know what? You haven't seen table tipping.
No.
That's something that we do at our events. We have a lady that can channel energy.
Yeah.
And basically it's an end table with 3 legs.
Yeah.
And you rest your fingertips on the table, and and she can
like a
manipulate the table to like move around with everyone just barely touching it. It'll tip over or slide over. It sounds like it's insane, but until you see it, it'll blow your mind away.
Yeah, the first time I heard about it, I was like, I don't know. And I actually witnessing it in person.
We should have brought Marie with us.
Yeah, Marie. I'll tell you what. There was this guy at one of our events, and he was like jacked with like veins popping out of him and shit. And and he put his hands on a table, and you could tell he was like really focusing and doing it, and the thing's moving around.
Pouring sweat.
He was like, I walked over to him, and I was like, man, listen, like with my camera, and I'm like, what are you feeling? How'd it go? He's like, and he was like just veins popping out, sweat. He couldn't even speak. Like he was just so like, man, he was drained. You know, it was wild to see.
She would be amazing, and it's those type of things that need to be a part of this. Like, I'm sure there's more people with really unique gifts like that. Yeah, of course, definitely. Of course. Place to share, man.
Yeah. Well, we're at that halfway mark where we have to do like a little commercial thingy for our sponsor.
And I may have to go. My kids are like screaming.
Oh no, that's fine.
I'm so sorry.
No, that's
no,
okay.
No worries,
coming
man.
on.
Yeah.
I totally understand.
Hey, you guys are awesome. Thanks for being out there and doing the work. And I think what we're going to do is really going to wow people. And you guys are the grand finale. So don't fuck up.
We won't. Be on our A game.
We'll make you proud.
Yeah. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, man. Thanks
for
coming.
RPG. Take care. All right. So are you frozen?
No. I'm looking to play the commercial I was looking for.
Oh, okay.
All right, cool. So here it is.
What's up, paranormal peeps? I'm Eric Vanderlaan, and I'm the host of War Party Paranormal Radio, and also the team leader of War Party Paranormal Research. and we got an exciting announcement to let you guys know tonight, and it involves stuff like this, and my co-host is going to tell you all about it.
What's up, guys? I'm Mike Delco with War Party, obviously. We are a technical team, and we always have people ask us, where can we get equipment like this? Well, you can get it from the ghosthunterstore.com. We got a nice little sponsorship worked out with them. We're going to be doing some giveaways, so stay tuned. Very, very cool, and go check them out at theghosthunterstore.com. Peace.
And what's tonight's code, Michael? RPG?
RPG. There you go. Yeah, put RPG down in the comments there, and you'll be entered to win a $50 gift card from the Ghost Hunter store. And don't put it in the live chat. Go ahead and drop it into the comments of the actual YouTube video for us, and you'll be entered to win.
Real quick, I want to show someone what I got in that place.
Where are you going?
Yeah, enter in.
That was awkward.
And that's okay. You kept on talking. You don't have to wait for me. So this is pretty badass. I haven't used it yet. This is Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street motion detector. And when you turn it on, so yeah, it intensifies. I gotta turn it off. It won't stop. Well, anyway,
Pretty spooky.
I'll be using it this weekend.
Yeah, that's I you know, if I didn't know that you had that, and you set that down, and we were sitting somewhere all quiet, and that thing goes off,
You'd
and I
freak
start
out,
hearing
right?
it, yeah, I'd be like, what? And
Like at Arrow Chat,
right? So very cool.
That's what you can get there at that store.
Also, guys, real quick, while we got everybody here, I got a new exciting announcement. Eric and I and the War Party team are going to be hosting and streaming on Paraflix now. We got a new show called The Haunted Files.
You can watch it now.
Yeah, we have an episode up right now. It came out last Saturday, I think. And yeah, it's up there, Paraflix. And if you want to join Paraflix, it's not very expensive. It's only about, I think, $3.99 a month. But if you pay for the year and you put our code, The Haunted Files 25, you'll actually get 25% off. So it's very affordable for the year. Check it out. We got some really new, exciting investigations coming up. Some stuff that has never before seen from us. That's going to be coming out here shortly.
Filming another episode this weekend. So
yes, sir. And we also got a nice little surprise at better late than never. We got Bigfoot Stacy from Outkast Paranormal that just joined in the backstage there. He can give us a little thumbs up when he's ready to pop on, and we'll bring him in here. Hey, what's up, my brother?
What's going on, fellas?
Dude, our Finns lost. But they played their hearts out. They could have had that one.
Yeah, I got my own complaints about it. Mike McDaniel is an imposter. He comes as touted as this offensive genius, this, that, and the other, and he does some things, bro, like clock management. But there's other things that really boggle my mind that he does. He's really aggressive, but he doesn't play smart football. A lot of times he leaves points on the field. I think we lost at least 3 games based off his play calling.
Yeah. And I think people are trying to figure it out too.
And what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do for quarterback now?
I don't think Tua should be back playing after 3 concussions in one season.
If a man wants to play, I ain't gonna tell him no. You know what I mean? It ain't like he could be in the MMA and then he's getting his damn brains bashed in 4 times a year, 5 times a year. You know what I mean? But he's in football, and everybody makes it out to be a big deal. He gets too hurt. You know, I'd rather see if he comes back, like, let Skylar be the backup. He might end up being good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he might. He looked good in preseason.
Yeah, he's a 7th round draft pick.
Yeah, and he did pretty good for being in the playoffs.
Right.
At Buffalo against the Bills.
He's not the reason we lost the game. You know what I mean? Like, we had our stars dropping the ball. That was we should have won that game yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, I am pissed about it. Like, I'm upset because I didn't think we was going to be in it, but then all of a sudden it's like, hold on, we're not only in this. Like, it looks like that we're going to run away with it. The momentum's going our way. You know what I mean?
That's what I was thinking.
And then, you know, Miami does what Miami does. They let me down. And that's what they do. So, like,
they've been doing that ever since left.
1972. I stopped.
Well, man, thanks for coming on. I know you had it. It was a challenge for you to get on, so I really appreciate you going out of your way and trying to get on.
The kicker, because I don't have good, like, where we live, it's just like I don't have good service. Like,
Crawfordville.
If I'm in this part of the house, I'll have crappy service. But if I go to the other part of the house, I have great service. So I sit here and I'm downloading Google Chrome so I can do this on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And
then
I open it in Google Chrome, and it tells me I got to use Safari, which I already had. So I would have been on like 10 minutes earlier had it not been that.
You know? And then I forgot to put the link in the email.
Oh, that's a good job.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, I thought that was something on my end. I was like, why is it not coming through? So, but here I am. You know, better late than never.
Yeah, well, RPG was just on, and we talked about Satanga. I showed your trailer on that, and I'm gonna play your video again. I changed it up a little bit. I'm like, Bigfoot Stacy's gonna get pissed at me. I just add some music to it, different music to it.
Right on.
But here we go. So Modern Mimes, that's Ernesto. He's one of our team members, so he writes our music.
Right on.
So if anyone here is looking for some music for their work, you can hit him up.
Yeah, he's actually played at the Warrior before.
Yeah, he's played at the Warrior a few times.
Right on. Yeah. Are they a 2-piece? Did I only see
3-piece?
I didn't see the other
drummer's back in the corner.
Oh yeah, I didn't see him. I seen just the 2 people. I'm like, wow, are they a 2-piece? That's pretty cool. You don't see
and he plays the bass and guitar double neck deal.
Yeah,
it's insane, man. He's super talented.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Is the scene big down there? Like the music?
No,
scene?
That's why he travels.
No, he doesn't even play down here. He's like, I think he just left on tour. He goes up to like on the West Coast. He'll go up to like Wisconsin.
Yeah.
He goes to New Orleans a lot.
Right.
Up on the Eastern Coast.
Yeah. I know when I was playing, like, there wasn't really anything down in that area that you could play at. Nobody gave a damn about that kind of music. Like, there was plenty of dance clubs.
Yeah, I know, it's wild. It's kind of depressing, but
well, real quick, I have to do a little compliant thing. We're getting to that time where our folks on WKRG are going to be switching over to the next broadcast.
On where?
KRGA. Duh.
Okay.
KRGA.
KGRA.
Thanks, Chanel. She just typed it to me. Yeah, they're switching over to the next program. If you want to continue watching us, we're on YouTube, warpartyparanormal.com. And if you're switching over, we appreciate you tuning in and watching us. And for those of you that haven't been on KGRA, go check them out. They got awesome shows on Bigfoot, Sasquatch, cryptids, UFOs, you name it. How'd I do?
Awesome.
Other than messing up at the
terrible.
WKGRA. Sorry.
Just kidding.
Too much Celsius.
There you go. So, Stacy, real quick, thanks for having me on, man. That's awesome. I'm really excited about this Friday, man. It's going to be really cool. You guys got some really great ideas. You guys are
very unique event.
You guys are always cutting edge, coming up with these different ideas and events and things, and I think it's really cool. And just tell our folks from your perspective what exactly you guys had in mind and what we plan on doing on Friday.
So, like, have you ever been to like a sideshow performance?
Yes, sir.
Right. There's a company, like a troupe out of Gainesville called Hell's a Poppin'. And me and my girlfriend went and seen them. And that was one of the best shows I had ever been to. Right. So after our last event, the Paracon, I come inside from taking the people Bigfooting, and y'all are on stage doing the Delco Experiment.
Look, I don't want to go Bigfooting anymore.
Yeah, well, all these people that are sitting there watching y'all have pulled up a chair, they've pulled up a seat, and they are thoroughly enjoying it. I don't know if you've seen their faces, but when I seen
that's the first time we did it in front of us on a stage in front of a group of people,
bro. When I seen that, I was like, "This is it." Like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Let people watch. People love coming to this stuff. Do it in front of people in a haunted location and make it where it's like a show. Something like a Hell's a Poppin'. That's like, because they had like fire breathers and like a half man and, like a freak show kind of thing. But it was done really well.
And we are sort of a freak show. Right.
And so, nobody's doing this, which I don't know why nobody's doing this. That's another thing doesn't make sense to me. Why somebody hasn't already done this. But anyways, we're going to do it. And it is our first event. So a lot of it we're shooting for maybe possible more events. Maybe taking it something that does a few dates here, a few dates there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because Florida also has no shortage of haunted bars.
No, they don't.
Correct.
Or like haunted
Key West, baby.
Clubs. Yeah, haunted clubs. We could do these events all over the place. And
South
you're
Beach.
actually talking. The cool thing about it is like some of the stuff might not work. You know how it goes on a paranormal investigation.
Exactly.
We're not faking stuff. So, hey, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And that's the part about it. That's like
something's going to work though.
Oh, damn, we're going to be sitting up there on stage looking like morons when nothing's happening. However, we're going to do our best to amp the energy up. You know what I mean? And something's going to happen. Nothing happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That place
So, guys,
massive.
there's going to be seances. There's going to be Ouija board, haunted items, the Delco Experiment, psychic readings. I mean, this is going to be
cleansings,
a paranormal Disney World, right? Like event. It's like this is going to be like super exciting. It's going to be but like you said, it is paranormal. So who knows what's going to happen? Something amazing could happen, or nothing could happen. But that's the thrill of it, right? To people that are watching, and it also kind of proves that we're not full of shit.
Right.
It's like fishing, right? I always say that, you might go fishing and you might kill it and have an amazing time and just crush it.
Thrill.
Or you go sometimes and that, and you didn't really get much,
That's
but
why we chase ghosts.
That's why it keeps you going,
Yeah. There's, if nothing else, just the experience, because deep down, like so many people are scared of this kind of stuff. And people love to go out.
You're scared because they don't understand.
Like go into the Hell's a Poppin' thing. Me and my girlfriend kind of want to be scared. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the things we do. We'll go Bigfooting. We'll go looking for ghosts. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We'll go see a horror film. We want to be scared. A lot of people want to be scared. And I think this, like facing the fear here, going and being a part of this kind of thing, maybe that may draw people as well. Because even if nothing happens, after you ask a question and everybody's silent and sitting there listening for something, that's still a pretty high tense situation, at least for me. It's like,
and watching a seance is very spooky, and
right.
It's definitely and especially since the fact that when we did a lot of the stuff at the Warrior last time we were there, we were getting. There you go, Stacy. Check out that comment. Vegas has haunted hotels, and Florida has haunted bars. We have a ton of haunted bars in Florida. It's crazy. They're everywhere. Because there's so much energy, so many things that happened, and some of these rough and tough bars that have kind of experienced a lot of energy and death. And watch our episode on Paraflix, Last Chance Saloon. That's one of them right there. That one's pretty wild. That was a wild night. That was a wild investigation. But I think you guys got something. You got something there. That's for sure. I think it's going to be.
Yeah, I think if nothing else, it's like the Paracon was nice and all that, but it was boring. They always are. You know what I mean? The conferences are always boring. You're listening to somebody on stage. You know what I mean? And while that's it's not. I shouldn't say it's boring, right? Because it sounds like it's not good.
It's not as entertaining.
It's not as entertaining. It's not as high paced. You know what I'm saying? It's
the Paracons,
completely different thing.
I feel like the Paracons, if you're not an investigator yourself, for the average Joe, it could be boring, right? Because you don't know what the hell the person's talking about. Like if they're talking about equipment or diving deep into things, for your general everyday person, it could be not as. This event's going to play with your emotions. That's what it's going to do. It's gonna be for everybody to witness. You don't have to be an investigator. You don't have to be very tuned in or be a paranormal enthusiast. You could just be curious.
Imagine being drugged to a Bigfoot conference or a paranormal conference, and you think it's all hogwash, but you're going with somebody that wanted to go. That it can be boring. So this is for that guy. If you're getting drugged along with somebody, hey, we'll make it entertaining for you.
Well, we just lost Mike, but he'll probably come back on. But no, it's an awesome idea. I know that we're starting it in Tallahassee. So if anyone is nearby Florida, I don't even care if you're like a couple hours away, you gotta stop by Friday night and check this out. It's only if you buy it online, it's $10. That's nothing. It's more expensive to go to the movie theater and watch the movies.
Right.
And you're gonna get a hell of a lot more entertainment.
Yep. And maybe open some eyes.
Stacy, do you have any other projects that you could discuss that you're working on that are be coming out in the near future or anything like that to keep let the people know about?
So this year already, we will release 4 films so far. So obviously, see Tonga's on Paraflix now, but it's going to be releasing soon on Amazon.
I was telling RPG that show was awesome. You guys did a hell of a job on it. Yeah, very good.
Thank you. And we got the Skunk Ape Experiments 2 and 3 gonna drop, and then we got a film we made at the Conjuring House that was gonna drop around Halloween. So that was a really cool one too. So we'll probably be shooting. I think the plan is to shoot 3 more films this year.
Okay.
And so maybe get 6 out. I'm really stuck on the Pope Lick monster right now, like the Goat Man in Kentucky. Do 10 people died on that bridge, going up there looking for the Goat Man. And even if it's lore and just some kids messing around, there's a good story there. And but I've got 2 people who are legitimate say that they saw a Goat Man and one of them is a record producer for Universal.
Oh wow!
Yeah, dude. I went up, did his podcast in Nashville, and he tells me about this over dinner, and he tells a wild ass story with that thing, and his description of it was so unique. He said the horns. He said they looked like dreads that were just like stuck to the side of his head, like pulled. Maybe you know how somebody have dreads,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
to the side of the head. He said that's what the horns looked like.
Oh wow!
Crazy ass encounter. But it's from a record producer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And then
Might be seeing a collaboration at War Party Paranormal, Outkast Paranormal.
Yeah, if you,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, that you know, I know we were talking about that. Maybe doing some live events.
Yeah.
You know, those. Me and Bill had done some, and it was pretty successful. Like we had a good time, and
yeah, we love doing lives for sure. We
should do a lot more of them.
Yeah, you know, I'd like to do a few live events. You can include a lot of people, you know, for free.
Yeah, maybe do a Delco in 2 different locations.
Right.
Live.
Like a lock-in, do like a 24-hour live.
Yeah, there you go.
Just keep them up around.
That sounds like my friend Susan Slaughter.
Yeah. Right.
And I think it's like 72 hours or whatever. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, we did some of those up. We did one at the Lizzie Borden house, and that was insane.
Man, that's on my bucket list. I really want to go there.
It's a cool place. You know, it was.
I think the reason that I want to go there so bad is like back in the day, I was watching that show. Remember Monster Quest, right? And they had a couple like old school paranormal investigators there, and everything was like analog, you know, old like VCR tapes, and they captured an EVP there, and they sent it to an FBI analyst, and they didn't tell him what it was, and they just said, "Hey, listen, can you describe what you're hearing here?" And they full on said, "This is a human voice. It's so many dBs, and like it almost sounds like a human voice without vocal cords."
Mm-hmm.
And this was confirmed by an FBI. And CIA voice recognition technician. So like ever since I saw that, I'm like, I have to go to this place.
I actually seen a ghost there.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. So I was the cameraman for this Dark Zone event, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we set up cameras all throughout the house. Every room of that house had a camera, and you could switch onto that feed, right? So we were running on like 3-4 hours sleep a night because you never actually, because me and Bill were in control of all of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So you get like an hour into sleep and be like, oh, the room in camera, or you know, camera 6 is down, and you got to get up and go fix this and then come back and then hope it doesn't happen again, right? So then it's like winding down. We're about the end of it, and we're in the basement, and I'm getting all my stuff together. I have this huge rig. It's like a vest, and you know, so it takes me a minute to set it up. I got a broadcaster and all this shit on me, and I turn and I look, and I see Ken DaCosta, the priest that does Salem Con, and
Ken
Bill
DaCosta has a show on this network.
Yeah. He's a cool dude. And Bill Brock they're just standing there like kind of triangle almost, and they're talking.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this woman behind them with her arms behind her back, and she's sitting there listening to him, and she's dressed up like back then, like 1800s, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we had like a mock trial of Lizzie Borden, right? And so there were actors in the house the night before.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't think nothing of it. Like the actors were all dressed up like people, you know,
from that time,
right? I didn't think nothing about it, and then they're all walking up, and I stopped the priest, and I was like, "Yo, hey, where'd that actress go? I need to mic her up. You know, is she gonna say anything? To make sure." And he's like, "What?" And I was like, "That girl that's standing there behind you. Listen, you know," he's like, "There ain't nobody else in here." He goes, "You know, this house is locked." And like then he starts coming downstairs, and then they all are kind of turning around and all coming all at me. And then I just felt like I was going to pass out.
Wow.
So I go outside and I'm throwing up, about there on my knees. And then next thing I see is a light on me.
Mm-hmm. And
Bill's camera's running, and they start to broadcast. This happened right before we went live. Right.
Oh, wow.
They had like some 15-minute video playing or something, because they would cut back and forth between.
And that's the way it would happen.
Stuff. Bro, but it didn't look like what you would think. It just looked like
a person.
I thought it was a real person.
Yeah.
Legit thought it was a real person. And, so that still blows my mind today. But the Lizzie Borden house wasn't the one that was haunted. Like, I mean, it was haunted, but it wasn't insane. Like, it wasn't. At no point at no point would you be like, this is a bad place. You know what I mean? Or this is really haunted. I could see where a skeptic would come here and say this place ain't haunted.
Right.
Maplecroft, her home that she built afterwards, I had the pleasure of staying in that for like 3 or 4 nights. And that place was haunted. That place was insane haunted, dude. Like, you just hear the piano and music going off downstairs in the little dance hall thing that they had there. Not a damn soul in the place.
Crazy.
But by the time you walk down 2 stairs, because they just had this long staircase, goes up like 4 stories, and there were like shadows and stuff upstairs. Like the higher you got up in that place, the darker the energy got, is what it felt like.
That reminds me of the best like paranormal capture I've ever seen on our team. Was our co-founder Zap. We used to investigate the Gulfstream Hotel that was built in the 1920s up in Fort Worth or Lake Worth in Lake Worth, Florida. And there's like a ballroom there, and there's like a parquet floor or like wooden floor, like old school, like it was still pretty shiny. And he had his camera filming the whole time, and they were playing like old time music to stir things up. And he happened to capture an image, like a reflection off the floor of a woman dancing, and you see her dress like swishing around. It was like the wildest thing I've ever seen. Really cool.
Yeah, so the damn her bedroom, right? So I slept in her bedroom, and I slept in Lizzie's room, and so I'm sleeping in there, and it's like I got my REM pod on, and it starts going off about 5:30, right, or something like that. And I like think it's messed up, so I grab the antenna and let it go, and that usually like reset it. And it starts going off again. So I'm like tired, reach over, turn it off. And then this loud bang happens right in her, like she had like a study hooked up to her bedroom. And so in the study, there was this loud bang, like somebody jumped in the middle of the floor. And I sat up and I lay back down. And then like just something nails the end of the bed. Bam! And like I sit up and I'm so tired, I'm like cussing her out. I'm like, leave me alone. I'm trying to go to sleep. So tired after this event, man, because like part of I can't remember what it was, but for some reason, like midweek, we got to go stay in Maplecroft, which was cool because like that was actually Lizzie's house. And sure, this was the one the murders was in, but that was her house. And it's also a way nicer house too. It was like, so the dollar amount was so different, I guess, what was spent on it, but it was cool.
Kind of related to the topic. Have you ever been to Wolf's Museum of Mystery back when it was in St. Augustine? It's gone now.
I ain't never been to St. Augustine to do ghost hunting in my life, bro.
Really?
We're going. You're coming with us.
Like, cause I ain't been in the paranormal that long, right? And most of the places that I've went are in the Northeast, because that's where my friends that like when I go up there and hang out with Bill, he's into Corey, they're into the paranormal, so we end up going to a lot of like haunted houses and stuff, because also they're all over the place. Like down here, and then there's a lot of haunted places.
But it's hard to get into,
yeah, they want money, bro. Like the admission for the lighthouse is ridiculous, bro.
I know.
Like you can forget grabbing a 24-hour investigation there, or like a 48-hour, because that's what I'm after.
Yeah.
I don't want to go for 2 or 3 hours. I want to be there a few days.
Yeah.
Like I want to
that's when you
get
really
into
get the experience.
stuff. Yeah, because it takes time. You can't just expect to roll up. Like I went and stayed in the it's over in Trenton. I think it's the old Gilchrist County Jail.
Actually, he's our next guest.
Yep, Henry Lee's coming on next week.
Yeah, so like heard people say stories about it, you know what I mean? We ain't really get crap. Now, granted, we were only there maybe 12 hours. I think that's all the rental was for at the time. But so how do you leave that? Are you like, is it not haunted because nothing happened in that 12 hours? Or is it like, damn, it's like fishing.
Yeah.
I do believe that,
well, there was a team that, so we do events at Yesteryear Village, and what's well known there is the Riddle House. It was on Ghost Adventures, a former funeral parlor, one of the most haunted places here in Florida. And a team went out there and stayed there for the night. And after the night, when they finished investigating, they determined it wasn't haunted. But we've been there so many times. We've just gotten some crazy things that you can't explain.
For sure.
Like, for example, they have those bells hanging off the door instead of a doorbell. You open the door and the bell rings. So they had that in the front and back. I remember one night just standing there, looking at the bell moving with the door shut for no reason at all. It's actually
our next episode. It's going to be on Paraflix. It's all Yesteryear Village and the Riddle House.
Right on.
But yeah, no, I feel like it is more like fishing than just, like I said earlier, that the barometric
You're
pressure.
almost building like relationships with the spirits. That's how you get a lot of activity. I think.
Yeah, like I was saying, Eric, give me a sec here. I feel like barometric pressure, static in the air, different things also affect, and that place is like very open air, right? The Gilchrist jail, because there's like the windows are all out of it and everything. It's real open air. I feel that like different, atmospheric things affect it as well. Like I said, barometric pressure and temperature and static and different things. Because there was one time when we were at the Gold Coast Railroad Museum when there was
a tropical disturbance.
There was a tropical disturbance,
and that night was amped up.
And we were picking up all kinds of crazy stuff.
Disembodied voices.
Real quick, like I was going to say about going back to the Lizzie Borden thing, there was a place in St. Augustine, Wolf's Museum of Mystery, and he collected the fucked up shit. And because it's after an hour, so I can say that. And he had Lizzie Borden's original bed in the museum. And he also had John Wayne Gacy's Bible, and he had all these things. He just collected sick shit, and they eventually didn't want him there anymore, and they kind of like pushed him out, like raised his rent and everything. So he moved to New York and bought an old abandoned church and was going to turn that into his museum. And he had all his stuff down in the basement and everything. And the people there didn't want him there, I think. And they burned the place down. So he lost his whole collection. And what's really messed up is he had a lot of his pets down there too, in the basement. So
that's crazy.
Yeah. But if you could find it like online or whatever, the Wolf's Museum of Mystery, like if they had the stuff on there, I've been there, and it's wild. Like you could feel the presence. And I always wanted to do investigation there, but obviously now that's not going to happen. But I don't know if he's still collecting or not, but pretty wild stuff. Yeah. So that was just kind of reminding me of that when you're talking about the Lizzie Borden.
Stacy's like, another idea. Right? Brainstorming.
Yeah, that's how it works, man.
Yeah.
You just pick shit out of nowhere.
Yeah.
All right, man. Go ahead.
No. I was just saying
I'm saying the same thing you're going to say. We're getting towards that point of the show. So Stacy, we got your info rolling down there. Outkast Paranormal. Yeah. Is there any other things that people should look up about you?
That's about it right now. My YouTube channel, Bigfoot Stacy. Check that out. It's more just like my Bigfoot stuff.
IG, Facebook.
Yeah, all Bigfoot Stacy. So just do that. You'll find me everywhere. So
you got to come down here sometime, man. We got to get out there. We're actually, we'll talk after, but I think that we're going to do another investigation down here. You might want to join us for.
Yeah, that's I was talking to Eric about that. It's been I just moved and shit like that, so trying to get through all this, but yeah, it's something I'm wanting to do before it gets hot.
Yeah, absolutely. So but anybody that's listening or watching, if you want to find any of my personal content, you can find it. It's very easy to find at the FLA paranormalresearcher.com, and I have links to all my social media, my YouTube, and all that stuff. I have a link to the eBay where you can purchase the Delco goggles on there as well. And then Eric, where can people find you?
And real quick, we have to give a shout out to one of our team members, Franny Supernatural Eye. She has a new episode coming out on the Gold Coast Railroad Museum, and that's going to be coming up next week, Thursday, the 26th. So be on the lookout for that. And I'm going to show a quick trailer just to remind you guys. And here we go.
Coming up on season 2 of Supernatural Eye.
I always do that.
Okay.
Did I hit? Oh, the wall.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Okay. Just making sure.
Probably think that's fun.
Inside my shadow, I can hear you. Am I near you? Inside my shadow, I can smell you. Can't tell you. Inside my shadow, I can love you. I think I need you. Inside my shadow, I can feel you. I've erased you.
All right. And also, don't forget, we're on Paraflix now. We dropped our first episode, The Haunted Last Chance Saloon. We're coming out with a new episode, another one. And also Bigfoot Stacy, Satanga. Amazing piece of work there. You guys got to check it out. And
actually, do you want to roll that the Haunted Files ad real quick?
I sure do. Here we go. Yeah, so go check it out. Our next episode, we're going to have the whole War Party team again. So buckle up your seatbelts.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one for sure.
Okay. All right. So me, Eric, Ghost Hunter South Florida, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. And don't forget to follow War Party Paranormal. And that's real easy. That you just go to warpartyparanormal.com. Everything there is linked there. And we appreciate our awesome fans, all you guys in the chat. You're always very supportive. You always show up. We really enjoy your comments. So thanks for coming, and you all have a good night. And Mike, are you going to take it home?
Yes, sir. And big shout out to Dan Tex there.
Yeah, Dan, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Biggest
your
supporter.
support is awesome, and we really appreciate you. And thank you guys, and have a fantastic night.
Good night.